What is up, YouTube? Jamie the Kid 00 here, coming to you guys with the updated version of my Minerva Sworn list for the November 2015 Limited and Forbidden list. You guys will remember earlier in the week I brought you an intentionally bad Lightsworn build because I wanted to at least make something because I had the Minerva then and there. But it was going to be going back to my friend that I bought it off for the last week so he could test it for the event he was going to use his deck for, which was a protected list that he said I could release after the event. Now this is an adaptation of that list because of course the event that we attended was played under the old Limited and Forbidden list, the I don't even remember when it started, but the Shaddoll and Necros format that you guys have all come to grow and hate. This version is now legal for the correct list, so no E-Knight, Rotors at 1, things have changed, but it does still play some of the old plays that were in the previous deck. So I figured, without much further ado, this is one of the builds I'm working with. This is actually a build that plays Triple Judgment Dragon. My other build plays none, and these 3 cards are replaced with 3 Electromagnetic Turtle when that card comes out, but I figured E-Turtle isn't out yet. JD is, so I'll bring you the aggressive Judgment Dragon version. My mentality between the 2 cards being interchangeable is that you want combo pieces turn 1, and Judgment Dragon isn't a combo piece, that's why we don't like this. But at the same time, Electromagnetic Turtle isn't perfect itself. While it is a 4 and it is a light, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, so the Judgment Dragons aren't that far off. Kind of, they're both similar levels of brick, but JD's just JD, and you guys were crying out for triple JD. Like, you didn't actually understand why the JD was at 1 in the original list and why it should really be at 0. You guys just said, oh, Lightsworn should have JD. This isn't Lightsworn. This is Clown Sworn. This is Combo Sworn. JD does not have a place in this deck, but for fan service and because, hey, I like dropping JD, I'm playing triple JD. So now let's get into the list. We're playing 3 copies of the aforementioned Judgment Dragon. This card is outrageous. This deck plays, I believe, 5 main deck names. Let me just cheat and have a look. 5 main deck names and 2 names in the extra deck for Lightsworn. So this card is almost always going to come down. That's the mentality for this being in the deck. Otherwise, it's absolutely atrocious. You never want to draw this. It's just always going to be dead in your opening hand. You're never going to be, like, you usually want to go first with this deck so you can Omega Loop cards out of their hand. But if you go second, this card is insane. But Triple JD, Triple Raiden for the Lightsworn component, 3 Raiden, self-explanatory, best Lightsworn out, I guess, other than this chick, but we'll get to her in a sec. He's just really, really important because he makes your Omegas, makes your Michael, mills you 2 cards into the deck just for no reason. So Raiden's just phenomenal. He comes up so often in the deck. 3 copies of Lumina, those tacky orange ones. Look at that color. The 3 Lumina in here to cycle bad cards out of your hand. It's so good to be able to pay this card's cost using Damage Juggler and Trick Clown. It's also really cool to use your Jet Synchron or your Glow Up Bulb if you draw them. So the 3 Lumina, and of course it uses Wolves and Felices that you don't want to see, but sometimes they're cool to keep in hand because you have Solar Recharge. Speaking of them, 3 Wolf are in this list. Wolf is phenomenal. You have to play this because you mill so hard to find your combo pieces. Your turn 1, I believe you're playing, I think if you include the tuners, you're playing about 10 cards that either get themselves out of the graveyard or get a monster to your hand that you can immediately normal summon. I'm talking about jugglers, of course. So you're playing about 10 things that when milled will get you a level 4 to the board to continue your combos and continue going off into making Omegas and rank 4s. The Wolves just complement that. Some people complained in the original video saying, why are you playing triple Wolf? If you actually test this deck, you mill on your first turn on average kind of 5 to 8 cards. That's why I'm playing Triple Wolf. Yes, they will occasionally brick. That's why I play Goblinberg. Again, people were like, why is Goblinberg in the list? I don't know if you noticed, but Goblinberg summons these cards. So it unbricks your hand. So that's why the card was phenomenally good and why no one actually seemed to pick up on why the Goblinberg was in there, according to the comments. So, just saying, guys. Really, it's all about unclogging your hand. You're playing brick cards, so you want to try and unbrick, which is why it was in there. And then I'm just playing the 1 Felis and the 1 Lila. The Felis is important because it gets you into the second Omega if you don't have instant fusion. And the Lila is in here as searchable spot removal through Charge of the Light Brigade, resable spot removal through Lumina. It's just so good at removing certain floodgates and certain back row cards that you just can't really be dealing with in this format. And there are certain pendulum cards that you want to kill, so the Lila's just going to help you do that. But that's the Lightsworn monsters that I play. I believe it's 11, with 5 names in the main. Then for the remainder of the deck, it's basically just stuff that comes out of the graveyard and stuff that is just really good in this deck in general. So we're playing the Clown Complement. We're still playing the 9. I'm playing triple Hat Tricker, triple Trick Clown, triple Damage Juggler. I always seem to mill more than one Trick Clown in a turn. I mill it a lot more than I mill double Wolf, which is upsetting, but it is what it is. The Trick Clown is just important because it's just another Wolf. Hat Tricker is really good because you can search it off the Juggler to make more 4 plays, and you can drop it at constructive points in the turn, whereas Wolf, of course, you have to summon when you hit it. So the Hat Tricker gives you a lot more control over when you drop it. That's why I love playing 3 of this. I just feel like it's the best Clown in this deck because of the fact you can search it with this. But that's the Clown complement that I play. Then for kind of the one-offs and the etc. cards, I play the 1 Photon Thrasher. This is really important going first. It's better than anything else in my opinion because it doesn't lose to Veiler like Goblinberg does. It doesn't lose to Max Seed like Goblinberg does. And you can just search this, and if your opponent doesn't have any monsters and you don't have any monsters, you just dump this on board and then you go off. Like if you can charge and hope you hit a wolf, or you can just like summon Raiden, mill 2, and you'll usually like hit a wolf or a juggler. You'll hit a wolf or a juggler or a trick clown. So you're already at like three monsters. So when you make the Minerva, all you have to do is hit another one of your like 9 other targets that you can mill, and you've got another 4. Sorry, you should have left the Raiden. So like you're already gonna be like hitting something else. So you'll get like this, and you'll make Omega, and then you play Instant Fusion and you're on another Omega. So you see how it like all snowballs really well. So that's why the Thrasher is really important. The Goblinberg, because it summons this guy from your hand and unbricks your hands. So that's why the Goblinberg's in here. It's also cool because Goblinberg can summon Glow Up Bulb and make Beast. So you don't lose to Pendulums. So that's another thing. So these 2 phenomenal cards. Honestly, anyone who says these shouldn't be in the deck doesn't understand the deck. Then we play 1 Bulb and 1 Jet Synchron. The Jet Synchron is in here for your Trish. The Bulb is in here for your Beast. The Jet Synchron is really cool because the Jet can discard the Trick Clown, so you only have to have a normal summon to Trish your opponent. You can have this in hand and this in grave. You just summon this, ditching this, specialing this, and then normal summon any 4 and you've got Trish. Or if you've like milled a Wolf, or you don't even have to normal summon, you can special this and make Wolf as well. So that's why Jet's cool. And then Bulb is just Bulb. Like it again, you can make Trish for almost free. If you mill a Wolf off of this, I'm pretty sure the Wolf gets this effect. So he's really good, but he also makes you Beast, which is really good at the moment. And then at the moment, I'm still allowing myself to play Double Honest. I kind of allowed myself to play 5 Ignorant cards, which was the 2 Honest and the 3 Judgment Dragon, because the Honest are fine because they're 4s, so you can use them for your combo plays, and the 3 Judgment Dragon are fine because they will win you games. So these were the 5 Ignorant cards that I was going to play. Like, I will happily put an Honest down as the level 4, like as a level 4 normal summon that I need to make a Minerva, but the Honest are just in here to be ignorant, and it's so powerful to just open, like, even if you brick, like, you have the Minerva and you have the Honest in hand, this isn't going anywhere, so you're more than likely going to get, you're more than likely going to get 2 mills out of it, so you're going to get full value out of the Minerva, which is really good. So that's all the monsters. It's a huge monster component, but it's going to be because it's Lightsworn, so that's them. Then for the spell lineup, it's very, very simple. It's Soul Charge. This is your other way into double Omega, so it's pretty good. You just set up your grave, Soul Charge for like 2 Raidens, 2 4s, and you make 2 Omegas. Or if you've already made like an Omega, you banish that Omega and you play this, and you get like enough cards to make like another Omega, and you leave a Bulb in grave. So you like you get 4 4s. Make an Omega, then special summon the Bulb, and you Trish. So you take 3 cards out of their hand because you go Omega, Omega, Trish. So this card is, I think this is the only card that lets you do that without like having obscenely lucky mills. But this card makes Omega, Omega, Trish really consistently. So your opponent's starting on 4 cards, usually to your Minerva, banished Omega, and a Trish. So it's pretty cool. 1 Foolish, because it triggers your Wolves and triggers your Damage Jugglers and Trick Clowns. Rota for the aforementioned broken cards in the deck. double charge to get you where you need to be. Like, it almost always gets you that ride in turn 1 if you want it, or otherwise it will get you your Luminers. 3 solar recharge. Cycling out those dead wolves is really cool, so gotta love these. And then 3 instant fusion, because you want to open this to make your combos go off. It's a free Minerva, it's a free Castell, it's just good fun all day. So that's the full main deck. It is exactly 40 cards. I don't remember the last time I published a deck that wasn't 40 cards other than my novelty 50 card decks. So that's that. And before you say, why aren't there upstarts? Why isn't there 37 cards? You try milling an upstart and tell me how that feels, because that is the worst feeling in the world. My only other comments or complaints that I'd have with this deck is I really miss Galaxy Cyclone and Breakthrough Skill, and I really do feel as though they belong in this deck. So you could honestly excuse taking these 2 out for Galaxy Cyclone and Breakthrough Skill, because they're honestly probably better cards. So you could take these out for Galaxy Cyclone Breakthrough Skill, and then of course, as I said before, you can take the Judgment Dragons out for Electromagnetic Turtles, and honestly I think that'll make the deck the most consistent it can be. But I'm playing this for fan service for the moment, so there you go. Right, on to the extra deck. The extra deck's got a lot cheaper. Giant Hand had to be cut because Giant Hand is really bad in this list, especially going into the next format, because it's just not good overall in the next format. So here's the extra deck I'm playing. So I'm playing the one Minerva, the Exalted Lightsworn. Minerva, as I said before, isn't essential for the deck, but you really want it, because while you can play this deck without it, and you can go off without it, the Minerva unbricks your hand whenever your hand is bad. Or it can give you more advantage, giving you 3 mills, so 3 opportunities to potentially hit one of your 10 targets that you should have in the deck, or one of your 11 Lightsworns to get draw. So it almost always gives you more fodder, and it's so easy to make, because your deck plays so many assorted level 4s. So the Minerva is, in my opinion, essential, but you don't need it. You don't have to play this card. So for anyone who's saying, oh, I have to break the bank, you don't have to play this card, but honestly, if you want to play this deck competitively, you need this card. So that's a Minerva. The one Emerald, because I don't own 2 Minervas, and I side Chimeratech Fortress Dragon with 3 Cyber Dragon cores, and you need to be able to put that Fortress Dragon back in the extra deck, because otherwise you're just going to, like, having 3 cores is irrelevant, because the moment you use the first core and it hits grave, or the moment you hit the first core that you've summoned off of a milled one, and it hits grave, like, the third one in deck or the second one in deck is irrelevant, because you don't play as the other Chimeratech, and your Cosmo opponent is probably still going to get over it, and your Gigi opponent is probably still going to get over it. So please, just play the Emerald. Honestly, I had to find room for this, and it's left me to cut this card because it was the only card I could cut, and it hurts me so much that I have to side Pleiades for any of the options that I take out. Like, it's not even that I side it in for certain matchups, it's that I have to take something out for it, but I need the Emerald in the list so badly. So Emerald is in here. One Dweller, again, my foreign Abyss Rising one is damaged, so please don't call me out on the Secret Forces one. Castell, just versatile outs. That's all you need. Trapeze Magician, because I don't know if you noticed, but Trapeze Magician, Judgment Dragon is game, and Trapeze Magician and pretty much anything with an honest behind it is game. So I heard those were pretty broke. So Trapeze Magician, Masquerade to get past Jugglers now that they're really popular because of Performage, Pendulum, Ptolemaeus and Diamond for Burning Abyss and other possible dark decks. I've been seeing a lot of kind of dark hero decks, and like the malicious stuff is making a return apparently. So I just want to shut that down because I'm not losing a no Void Ogre. So there's that. Then for the Synchros and the Fusions, I say fusions, I'm playing 2 Nodin for obvious instant fusion reasons. Nat Beast, because this is the closest thing to an Ultra DT I own. I don't like the Secret at the moment. The gold looks nicer to me, so I'm going to try and get Ultra DT, but for now, the Beast, it's just obnoxious enough. Nat Beast is obnoxious enough without being DT. Michael, this card's really cool. I love its life point gain effect. I love the fact that you can use it to put all 3 of your wolves back in the deck. I love the fact that it's a name for Judgment Dragon. It's just so good. Double Lord Omega. Looping cards from your opponent's hand is fun, especially when you trish them as well. Need I say more? So anyway, guys, this has been Oh, got myself a wee bit bunged up there. This has been my Lightsworn deck profile. I've had a lot of fun testing this deck. It's definitely been really fantastic to actually own the stuff to build it anyway. And it's just a really fun deck. So if you guys are looking for something enjoyable to play on Dueling Network, or if you're one of the kind of fortunate people who's picked up a Minerva, please do give this deck the time of day, because it is a good bit of fun. It is pretty meta relevant. It has a relatively tough matchup against Cosmo, but I'm working on that and working out ways to deal with that. That's part of the reason why the Judgment Dragons are back in the deck, and that's part of the reason why this card needs to get Emerald done fast. But otherwise, that's about everything I wanted to say. I hope you all enjoyed. I've definitely had fun building this deck, testing it, and bringing you guys the actual deck profile that I wanted to bring you a week ago. I hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time with the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Related video. And as per usual, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace out. Bye-bye.